Yo, we are live. Thinking game number 76. Make sure to like, share, subscribe.
Thank you very much for that. We appreciate all of you.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for the subscribers. I think we have 144 on YouTube. I think we're trying to go live on Instagram too. Let me see. Did he go? Did he go through on Instagram? I think we on Instagram live too. And I think we are. I hope we are. Did he do it? I don't know. I'll worry about it later. Because I can't see. I got to switch profiles on. Let me switch profiles. Let's see.
We are having technical difficulties.
No, we're just learning, man. Learning on the fly, man.
You take the good, you take the bad.
But the
Yeah.
podcast, let's go to the slide real quick. Giving insight to the youth and middle-aged viewers about navigating career and life as an adult. This is a general dialogue. This is a general dialogue to increase thinking before making a decision. Can't stress that enough. Before making a decision.
You can't go back
So,
in time and remake the decision.
man, I done that so many times. Like, wait a minute, why didn't I think about this before I did this? It would have been way more simpler if I would have did that. But yeah, guys, let us know in the comments what you think, man. Thanks for watching. Think game number 76, man. Let's get it popped off. So let's go to our first slide.
And we're off.
A lot of stuff been happening in the streets everywhere across the world. We want to tell our young people, put more energy and focus into your self-development. What we mean by that is focus on what makes you better. Stop letting social media tell you you want to be in the streets, the street life, you want to be hard. There's a lot of stuff they don't tell you about it. They just make it look good on social media, but all that stuff be production stuff though. Production thugs, I guess is what you want to call
They got a
them.
PR team behind them.
Man.
And you're building yourself up physically, mentally, spiritually, you know, keeping your health up, checking on your mental health, get right with your God,
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
increase your skills, education, things like that.
and then stay out the streets. Unless you want to go through that, stay out the streets. It almost never ends up well. Have you ever seen a street story end up well? It's either
Scarface,
jail. Go ahead. You said what?
Scarface was pretty good. I'm sorry. Yeah, but you talking about the ending. I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
bad.
The whole story, not just the middle, beginning and middle. You forget about the end. So most of the things when you in the streets, you either go to jail, injuries, or barely surviving when you get out the game. It ain't a lot of people who went through the whole street game and got out and they just doing like super well. It's like that's almost like the 1% billionaires or something. The people who
It's the
survived
same
the game.
odds. Yeah,
The people
it's the
who
same
survived the
odds.
game. Yeah,
You
man.
know. And then
Uh
you ain't no like benefits package. You know what I mean for
no,
your PTSD.
absolutely not. No benefits package at all.
So every time you see a car with tinted windows, you kind of jump. You got post traumatic stress.
Yep. Um Another thing you think about is it seems like when you peaking, I guess we'll talk about that part on the next slide, but you only peak for so long when you do it. From what I saw, you only be like hot for so long, and then your respect level, people still would like look to try to pick you off or take you out because by you being so big, you cramping other people's style. So just the hate is real. And
It always
next,
gets those
go ahead.
young wolves coming up. You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God, yeah,
When you was hungry, you know what I mean. And then
yeah,
your respect only lasts certain amount of
yeah,
years because
yes.
it's young people coming in the hood. They don't even know you. You know what I mean? You
Oh
so
no,
far removed as an
generation.
OG, they
See,
don't even
your
recognize
generation
your face.
respects you, but the generation after you be like, I don't know him.
Yep.
Happens all the time. How much do you think it costs? How much you think it'll take to have an attorney to represent you the whole way in court. So let's say if you you make the grand scale of the streets or whatever, you get caught, robbing or hustling or doing whatever with the gunplay. Do you know how much it costs to represent yourself in court? The guy Rudolph, remember the NFL player?
Yeah.
Who he wasn't even in the streets. The girl sent her brothers over his house and he shot them, and I think he killed a couple of them. I know one of them didn't make it, but
yeah,
he said he had a homeboy that was in the NFL that helped him out, and he said it cost $200K to represent him and get to the verdict of not guilty. From when he got a representation to not guilty, it cost him $200K in lawyer fees. So the question is, do you have $200K laying around to get you out of a jam? And sometimes you already get not guilty. Sometimes you need $200K to not to get the whole 25. Sometimes you need to
that was my next point. No guarantees. Nah. Like you pay 200 G's. Man, it's not a guarantee you're gonna go free. It's not a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, some things you do, some things you do, you can't go free. You can make a deal, but you ain't gonna get no time. I can cut a deal with you. You're gonna have to sit down for 10 instead of 25, or go to trial and go to trial and see if you can go 25 to life. If you can beat that.
Yeah, and that's a dangerous game. You playing with your life right now. You know what I mean? And you can only get the representation you can afford.
Boy.
If you can afford $200,000 with no guarantees, you know what I mean, you could end up trying to hire the dream team.
Yeah, that's true.
And then being bankrupt, you know what I mean, because you ain't gonna have no money left after that.
Yep.
But you don't do it on jail time, so you gotta think about that.
So our next topic is understanding when you want to get into the streets. I hope not. I hope by this time people realize the streets ain't it, but we got a chart to show you like universal levels to life, right? We got the spectator level. Those are the people that's usually civilians or they're exposed to it. Then they make a choice. Like if you stay on the civilian side, you go to entry level in the corporate world and you're an associate. If you stay in the streets, you get exposed. I want to go in the streets. I want to be a street guy. You move up the street sales.
Hand to hand.
Hand to hand, dime for dime, nickel for nickel. And what people don't realize, most people never really get past this level, man. It's you go from associate manager in the corporate world, now you're managing the associates. In the streets, you go from street sales to enforcer, and now you managing all the street sale dealers if you get to that level. But then to be an enforcer, you got to do dirt. You can't be a nice enforcer. That don't work. You know what I'm saying?
And then the more people you have under, is like I said, well, I'm just a mid manager. I'm a small boss. So you hire muscle to do your enforcing for you, and you maybe distribute. But there's more people you got to pay, so you're splitting your money. You know what I mean? So
and more people that'll snitch on you.
Exactly.
The risk you take. You know what I'm saying? So to be the enforcer, in order to be respected as an enforcer, you got to put work. You can't enforce that got no work. You're gonna have to do some kind of dirt. I'd never seen a enforcer that they put in no work or heard about it. The streets will be looking at you like, who is this dude again?
Yeah, exactly.
Even in a mid-level, it seems like in the corporate world, a manager got to put in work. You got to fire some people. You know what I'm saying? Boy. You might have to micromanage some people that's gonna be acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got to prove your worth as a manager too. Then, if you are a manager and you can level up and get to that executive CEO level, now you're the face of the company or corporate, right? If you in the streets and level up, now you're the kingpin. Now you connected to the plug. You supplying everybody else up under you. Yep. These are the people, like I say, you want to do 25 to life? You want the RICO? You want everything to come with it? That's what the kingpin get. Yeah. All that. And then, well, most of the time when the kingpin get caught, the enforcer, all the street sale people, they snitch on the kingpin because they make a deal because they don't have lawyers. a street sale person don't have 200K laying around. Matter of fact, you owe so much on credit, it's hard to get to 200K. You really got to be on your hustle, man. They be the ones that be cutting up the stuff. They be adding the baking powder and baking soda to it. Then the enforcer got to break all that down, break that up, man. Keep it from doing that. But yeah, man. But in the worst case scenario of a CEO, severance package. He may get fired, but he get a severance package. He may get like a 2 or 3 year severance package, and he was already making money
on top of what he get.
But you got to believe and you got to plan to get to this level, though. You can't just say a kingpin may want a CEO. I don't know. They may be like neck and neck, but the time, though, the fair time that you get as a kingpin. You don't see CEOs get fair time, but you see kingpins get fair time.
Well, time to time, they get caught for embezzling.
But they go to the club fairs where the one they eating steaks for lunch though. The rich people jail though. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to, Fort Smith the one. And all right, let's go to our next slide. So this is the one I think that's been on fire a little bit online. I want to know what you think about this. Jay-Z told Kevin Hart that he once refused to lend a cousin $4,800. Jay-Z went on to say that he was frustrated when his cousin remarked that he didn't believe in their dream. The cousin also suggested that it will return Jay a profit of $2 million. What do you think about that?
He knows his cousin better than I do. And we all know family.
Right.
His credit didn't ran out with Jay at that point. Everybody got a certain credit score, credit limit with the people they deal with. You know what I mean? I'll let you borrow this, or, I know how you is in the family. Right. And he just ran out. You know what I mean? That's probably not the first time he asked. Jay-Z probably gave it to him 10 times before then. Yeah. And the negative down talking, you can't even control your mouth, and then you want me to control my money and flow it to you. You know what I mean? And it's not even about how much money I get, and it's before I give it to you. And every time you get big, people gonna feel entitled to your money. My mama, she can feel entitled. She get a house, you know what I mean? No problem. You know what I mean? But people that think they got unlimited access to your funds is crazy to me.
Yeah, I think too, man. I think the thing that's kind of crazy that people don't think about is like, if you've never had that much money, it's like, how do you keep the money? How do you hold on to money without blowing it, right? Some people never had $4,800 in one time. Most people that's on the lower level, you know what I'm saying, like regular people, they have that much money at one time and really know what to do with it. And he said bring him a profit of $2 million. I mean, have you ever seen $2 million? Like, how hard is that to turn $4,800 into $2 million? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you need 48 to get 2 million, I mean, you really don't need my help. You got the blueprint right there. You the blueprint now. You can, every time I give you 48, you can give me back 2 million. You know something. You know what I mean?
And then the entitlement, right? When somebody know that you got money, it'd be all plastered over the news and stuff, and you walk in, it go from being regular John to, hey, John.
Hey, Big John, it's me, man.
Big John. All your jokes funny. Like Nick West, you're on what was that 33 and ticket? Nick West, everything you say funny, man. You know what I'm saying? They think you like an ATM. And I think when you listen to a lot of rich people, they say you gotta know how to say no. You know what I'm saying? And be okay with saying no. Because
I don't think you get to that level without learning no. So you don't get to a 1,000 there. You don't even get to 100,000 there.
Yeah.
If you without mastering the ability of no. You know what I mean? That's not a skill you develop when you become a billionaire. He developed that very young to keep up with stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think some people feel obligated to your money.
Obligated to you, your time, your success, your house. You know what I mean? People ask you for anything.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing sometimes where the tension come in that people don't realize the path that you got, what it took for you to get there. But they think that you owe them or they are obligated because you're a billionaire that it shouldn't be a problem of giving you $4,800. It's not the problem of me giving you the money, it's what comes after that. And that's the thinking game. What comes after that? If I give you $4,800 and then you go and then something happened and you lose that, you gonna come ask for another $4,800.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at me like I'm the SBA. I'm SBA loans or something. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got that kind of money, so I don't know. I'll probably be the mean one though. I'll probably be like, nah, you're not getting 4,800. And now you got a business plan. I'm pretty sure maybe they probably would have made them think about something if you had a business plan and you showed them numbers and stuff. Because people don't realize most people that are making money like that, they're all about the numbers. They like to see stuff. They like to see what you're saying. How is it going to work? And I think sometimes, but you just coming to them with an idea. Everybody got an idea though.
Yeah, it's gonna work when you give your money up.
Yeah.
If I give all my money away, I'll be broke just like you.
So you saying you would have gave him $4,800?
It depends on which cousin it is. You know what I mean? We all got that cousin. We all got people.
Yeah, that's true too.
Another thing too, I noticed, where I give it to your kids or I buy you a house or something like that. If I buy you a house, most people's rent or mortgage is $1,000, $1,500. If I buy you a house, I'm basically, as long as you're working, that's like me giving you $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't need to come to me like that.
Some people don't look at it like that.
Too, I never seen anybody do anything by themselves.
That's true.
You know what I mean? People always claim they self-made, but you had that one teacher, that one mentor, that person that did the extra mile, went the extra mile for you, that did something. And they wasn't.
So you owe them money?
No.
So you owe them money?
They weren't asking for anything in return. You know, those really good-hearted people.
Yeah.
Are you obligated to, kick that back? You know what I mean? When you get up, are you obligated? No, you're not.
Right.
But they weren't obligated to help you when they helped you in your lowest.
Right.
Just keep that in mind. I'm gonna take care of the people who took care of me. That's just in me. But you got to think you don't have to do anything for them.
Right.
But like some people are a really big piece of your success, and you wouldn't actually have any of the stuff that you get. You know what I mean?
So
if it worked for them, I think you need to keep them in mind.
Yeah. So what do you think about dudes that being like entourages and stuff? Like they be around, they're part of the crew, like NBA players or something, but they don't contribute. They just there receiving money, but it's almost like they feel like you just supposed to give them money. They're not doing nothing. Like they don't even want to wash your car. They don't even want to, make sure stuff is like kind of set up for you out off the court or something like that. But they'll come ask you for $4,800. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about entourages that people always down the entourage or the members on the entourage.
Yeah.
The star, the celebrity, the breadwinner wants them there. That's the thing people overlook. They want those people there. They're a part of their comfort zone. You know what I mean? I got my people with. You know what I mean? And that's what they kind of want. People maybe they trust, or people, sometimes there's people they can control. I want 50 people working for me that I can say what they do and what
the key word. The key word is working, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, working in this case, some people just want their people around them, because ain't nobody gonna be around you unless you allow them around you. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, if you around a person, like Rich Paul, right? He said LeBron sent him a check, but he said what he didn't want to do is be a leech. He wanted to find value in what he was doing because there was an opportunity for him to find value. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he started promoting. He started helping them do, different things around his career, off the court. But how many dudes got the sense to do it? So many other dudes who don't do that. It may be 20 other dudes who don't even, think like that. They just like, I'm just going to be hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like how can I get my own chick? You know what I mean? that in that way it's good to be selfish. Like, you know what I mean? Kids, I want my own. I know everybody getting it, but I want my own.
Yeah.
And sometimes, really, a lot of times as a man, you got to have that mentality about yourself. I got to get my own. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine. Well, I guess we all could, because imagine a man saying, "I'm gonna stop giving you money. Now I can't feed my kid because he cut off his generosity." A man got to stand on his own, right?
What?
But realistically, your job can do that to you anytime.
That's true.
You got a skill set, you working a job. They say we don't need your services no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just cut off.
And this is my thing. If you're a hustler, man, and you understand opportunities that come your way, like if you like with Jay-Z or somebody like that, you will find some kind of niche where you can eventually break away and make your own money, whether it's producing, because not only is he giving you money, but he exposing you to other stuff. You got to have the mindset to be like, okay, I'm in the studio with Jay-Z, this big old soundboard right here. What can I do? You know what I'm saying? What can I, sound effects? He just making all the sound effects for the track, you know what I'm saying? Something you can do, you know what I'm saying? Or even learning how to put tracks together, learning how to write, you know what I'm saying? But, not everybody thinks. Some people just, they just got that mentality where they don't want to learn nothing. They just want to be around and just, you know what I'm saying, just get money. Then when you start paying them, man, I ain't eating. Man, you've been at a table with all this stuff on the table. You did not learn nothing, not one time. Like, I could teach you how to fish, but if I give you the fish, you'll starve yourself. But if I teach you how to fish, you'll eat for the rest of your life. If you get offended by somebody tell you that, they let me know that you the kind of person that asks for $4,800 all the time.
Yeah. Why you gotta learn how to fish? You can just give me the fish. You know what I mean? You feed me for a night, and then you feed me tomorrow night.
Boy. So tell me what you think about this. Oh, go next slide. I'm tripping. An 11-year-old, I think this was in Florida, grabbed a gun from his mother's vehicle and fired on his teammates after they reportedly took his bag of chips. Is this a mentality thing or just a flashpoint bad decision?
I mean, you got to think. The kid's 11. His brain.
You need positive, uplifting people who speak truth into your life. Yes, that is very true. But some people, though, you can speak truth into their life and they get offended. The truth.
You hold them accountable.
Unreal, man. Unreal, man.
Accountable. Man, you need to get a job. Man, I don't need to do nothing.
Hey,
you know what I mean? So,
but yeah, man, just think about that. 11-year-old man grabbed a gun. Think
about that. He's 11 years old. His mind ain't fully developed. We know what kind of mental issues, hormonal issues that kids got going, but that's not saying to get that over the edge.
Yeah.
That you plotted out a plan to go get a gun and being really fired because you're that upset about some chips. That's a chemical imbalance to me. That's a mental illness. That's not just a spoiled kid.
See, here's the deal, right? Your mind is not developed, which I get the argument, but at the same time, he knew to go grab a gun when he got mad, though.
So, having mental problems don't mean that you're stupid. You know what I mean? It's your emotions override your chemicals that trigger emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
Override it is sense. You know what I mean?
Oh, logical. Override is logical sense. Yeah.
Yeah, he still know. Like, if you get mad, you still know how to read. You mean you don't you know what I mean? You know where a gun is. And he did that. Like, and the thing really about the mental health aspect of it, he was so mad when he was getting that gun. He thought that was a good idea. Like, this.
Everybody said, was it a flashpoint? It happened so fast. I think people don't realize that about the inner city. It seems like things can happen just like that. And before you realize it, now you pulling the trigger. You know what I'm saying? When you come to yourself. But
when you are raised to think that's a solution, you know what I mean? Shooting somebody, you're already lost.
Yeah, and I don't know if you realize, but when you go to jail, there is no guns.
No guns.
All kind of weapons. This is just it's almost like primal, like caveman almost.
Yeah, that dude was like Dude said he had something for Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? He was gonna like, let it go. Like, once you do that,
Man, I was watching
you're gonna
Wallow
be in
podcast.
jail, and there's no guns in jail.
I wish I could. I should have put that cue that clip up. But Gillian Wallow,
Yeah.
he was talking about who's in jail. He said the sound of hearing some the sound they make when somebody get hit with a lock in the sock.
Yeah. I've heard people.
So kids, imagine a padlock on your locker at school. Somebody put that inside of a tube sock, one of them long Magic Johnson tube socks, to swing and then hit you in the head with a lock in it.
What?
He said the sound it make. It ain't even funny, but he said the sound it make is unreal. And it's like this somebody's head. It ain't hitting the wall. This somebody's head that it hit. You know what I'm saying? But 11 years old, he probably go to juvenile probably first. He probably go juvenile first, but they probably said looking at attempted murder. Because I don't think nobody got hit, just shooting at him. And it was on camera, so it's gonna be hard to get out of there. But this is what I'm saying, kiddos out there. This 5-minute, if that 3-minute decision gonna cost dude years in jail.
Yeah.
He's gonna get some jail time. He's not getting out of this scot-free. He gonna get some jail time.
He'll probably do time till he's 17.
Man, 4 years is insane. Still too much.
And one wrong year can have you messed up.
Around gladiators, around going, as I say, go to gladiator school, around all gladiators every day. It's gonna be something crazy. You think you mad now? You think you having a bad day? Go to jail.
What if you mad about some chips? What about when they take your cornbread?
Boy, take your commissary, boy, man. All right, next topic. Let's see, this might be too big. Let me put it up top. Let's see, next topic. This is the corporate take. Trade school is starting to become a popular choice among people in Arkansas. But why? This was according to like a news article I read. According to the Department of Labor, the industry has more than doubled nationwide, and it's grown even more in Arkansas. So not only are trade schools seeing a rise in attendance, but it's also creating a more diverse workforce. So 10 times the women in the workforce, 3 times more Black people in the workforce, and 5 times more Hispanic in the workforce. This is what I say. If you don't want to go to college out of high school and you don't want to go to the Army, you don't want to do anything like vocational, I think a trade is definitely a great option.
For sure.
Especially if you plan on working for yourself or you want to work for yourself, learn the skill through a trade and you get paid while you learn. So when you get to that point of being like a journeyman or a master or whatever, you can work for yourself and work for a company. You got the best of both worlds. You could dominate the work side and entrepreneur side. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you don't have to really choose. You just got to put in that work.
Because they didn't talk about that a lot when we was in high school about going to a trade or vocation, and they all around Southwest rolled right past them. And like, didn't even know what it was.
Yep.
Yeah. Boy, what is the union? Union 131. What is that? You know, some crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, right down the street from y'all, from Westgate, right down going towards the freeway. Yeah, right. All that back up in there. Didn't even know that, man. But kids, when you graduate, you got to do something, not nothing. Because I'm telling you, there are jobs out there. You hit that rock bottom, you don't have the education. It's people making $15,000 a year as a salary. And they work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, full time.
Full time.
And you don't want to be like that, man. That's not livable at all.
I
don't even know how they're making it. You talking about living on a prayer. That's living on a prayer, man.
Halfway there.
Or you can go work for an apprenticeship and make more than that.
And
you ain't even certified yet. And then learn the skill. So when you graduate, think about that. Trade, vocation, college, or some kind of certification or something. Don't just depend on a high school diploma. I'm telling you, the times are getting more crazy. Things are getting more expensive. If you go to the gas station now and buy anything, you almost got to have a $20 bill now. You used to get buy stuff for $5 at the gas. You can get you a drink, a honey bun, and a bag of chips for under $5. Now, it's probably like $9 or $10. And that's for the low end drink. That's for the Faygo in the bag. That ain't including the Coke. You might as well go ahead and break that 10, man. You get a Coke. So, yeah. All right. Next slide. Now, what you think about this, bro? In tech, the NFT bubble has burst. According to an analysis of 73,257 collections that have showed 95% of them to be worthless. The market for NFTs or non-fungible, is that fungible? Non-fungible tokens has come to a crashing halt, according to a new report from researchers at Dap Gamble, according to cybernews.com. I remember when they first was talking about that, man. You know, they was talking about those tangible, those NFTs, man. I was like, yeah, right, man.
I mean,
it just sounds like a hustle, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, boy.
But some people, man, it's a sucker. They say in the hood, a sucker born every day, man. You know what I'm saying? Sound crazy, but it's for real. And social media, you know what? It's always people that know how to misuse everything to come out, bro.
Boy, as soon as it come out, they got a messed up use for it.
Think about the ski mask. The ski mask was not made. It was made to be on the slope in Colorado. You know what I'm saying? To cover your face on. They turned the ski mask into a robbery. Robbery tool.
And it's more known for what it for the illegal activities more so than what it was made for. That's crazy.
Social media was not made to scam people, hustle people, man. They find out a way to do it, man. Well, I stand on the corner and scam people, but I can do it on social media. And make good slides and thumbnails. It's like they make the best content too, the best thumbnails, the best graphics, the one that be scamming people, man. They got the best ads, man.
Boy.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. So let me know what you think about this, man. Like, do you know a scam when you see it? You remember the Forex? They still be pushing that every now and then. The Forex trading.
What?
Do you know a scam how do you know a scam when you see it, bro? I think growing up in the hood, you kind of get that discernment, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, somebody trying to scam you and stuff.
They promising too much in return. Well, you can give me a credit card number, and you can take unlimited vacations, or your money can triple in 2 weeks.
Hey, you buy this whole life insurance, man. Hey, you can get in the back of the book like everybody else, man. You could be high on the list. You got the pyramid schemes. And then have you noticed it seems like people that do
marketing?
Yeah, people that do scams, the scam always fades out and they go to another scam. It's like they always doing something different every time.
Acting like they're on the cutting edge of everything that's coming out.
And then they always tell you this is not a scam, but if you give me $20, I'm gonna give you $50 back. Nigga, stop saying I ain't never heard that working real. Oh man. Is what you want to say, yeah, man? Please, man. N-word, please, man. Don't come with me with that, man. But people will try you though, man. They'll try to scam you, man. They gonna see if it worked, man. But yeah, Forex trading. Some people said it worked. I don't know. I ain't messing with it. I'm good. I don't know enough about it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Always, when we first start off, the first people got to win.
Yeah, that's true. Then they sell the information. That's the next hustle, sell the information. When you learn and sell it to somebody that ain't gonna never do it, but you got a master class showing them how to do it. It's like, man, you don't even got high-speed internet, but you want to do Forex trading. You know what I'm saying? You still using AOL disk. You know what I'm saying? Talking about you want to do Forex trade. But yeah, buy this master class for $20 though.
I'm pretty sure we can. Your credits are A1, so I'm pretty sure we can fix something for you, sir.
Yeah, I think this is another hot topic right here. So go outside the box. State Fair is making a new rule. I think it's coming out here in a couple of weeks. After 6 p.m., any youth under 18 has to be accompanied by an adult over 21. Do you agree with this rule?
It can't. I don't think it will hurt anything. I don't like restrictions, placing restrictions on public places or restrictions at all. But I don't see a bad side to this.
Yeah.
Kids getting lost, something happening to them.
Yeah.
They thought they was grown. You know what I mean? So I would just,
And see, here's the thing. Yeah, I think too, man. People, like we just talked about with the ski mask, right? It was created to be on a ski slope. It wasn't created to rob people. People always find ways to circumvent the rules, to go around it. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that what's going to happen is, I can see this happening, is they're not going to make as much money in the evenings, because a lot of parents, when they get off work, the last thing they want to do is go walk around the fair with their kids. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm not taking you to the fair, man. It's Wednesday, man. I just got off work. My feet hurt.
But they got food at the fair.
Hey,
that ain't real food.
Unless they got some Tiger Balm to put on my feet, man. You ain't going to the fair. Oh man, boy, that's a smell you never forget, man. Tiger Balm, man. Boy, you never forget that smell, man. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I think that's gonna be crazy. I'm interested to see if they lose money. Are they gonna bend the rules on that again? Or are they gonna stick with it, man? So we'll see.
But I remember like the fair and the last day of school. That's where people was gonna fight. You know, from different hoods that didn't go to the same school.
Yeah, that's true.
We all meet at the fair and fight.
That's true.
Y'all all gonna meet at the fair and catch a charge.
Boy, for real. That's definitely what's gonna happen. You're gonna catch a charge. Take you back to that trailer. You remember back in the day, they said they take you to that trailer, show you what's up, work it out a little bit. So here's another thing I seen. This was in politics. I want to see what you think about this. Let me see, how am I gonna pull this up? Okay. Now, realistic or cap. A whistleblower is alleging the office of Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders altered and withheld certain documents requested through the Arkansas Freedom of Information Act. These allegations come from a letter sent by attorney Tom Mars to Senator Jimmy Hickey Jr. It just sounds like a weird name, who was asked for an investigation into the purchase of a nearly 19,000 lectern by the governor's office. That's pretty much like a podium. Oh man, who's selling $19,000 podium? I'm in the wrong side. I'm in the wrong side of business, man. 19 grand for a lectern, man. That mother better have gold and diamonds in it, man. This stuff, man. But here's the question: is a whistleblower another word for snitch? For a snitch, you know, in the hood we say snitch, but in the news they call it a whistleblower. Is that the same? Does that mean the same thing?
Yeah, I'm thinking it means the same thing.
And what people don't realize is when you do stuff like that, you think they don't know who did that? Like it was a bunch of people looking at that. It probably was only a few people looking at that kind of stuff, documents and stuff. But I seen the governor, she said that there's some people always try to find ways to complain and make up stuff. She said it was already covered. It's been already reimbursed. Don't worry about that. She was telling the news that, man. So, but I found that interesting though about the whistleblower, because we say snitch and they be saying, they be talking about us in the community. You can't be saying that, but they'll say whistleblower though. And I guess because it's a softer way, I guess, of explaining it. I guess it's different. Because they show be going.
You over here blowing a whistle. You know what I mean?
Or pause.
Right?
Yeah.
This is crazy. Snitches, it's the same kind of
it's the same connotation, man.
Exactly.
Different consequences, I guess, but
yeah.
I think that the times are changing though. I don't think it's like it was probably like in the 80s and 90s. I think that stuff's starting to change though. I don't know if it's a generational change or a culture change, but it seems like it just ain't it.
But they just say the police force nowadays are full of CIs, confidential informants.
I think it was like that back then. It just they probably could more of it back then though, but it's so prevalent now. I think it was like
Yeah,
that back then.
and I'm thinking about that too. Like, does witness protection even exist anymore in the country? Because like social media, you know what I mean, and all that stuff,
Yeah,
pictures everywhere, you know.
yeah, that's true. Cause when you think about it, man, how many cases do they solve just purely without a CI, just purely detective work? I wonder, like, if you get a percentage of it, like, how many cases really get solved without a CI involved at all? Nobody says anything. You just go in and do detective work, and then boom.
I
Because me
think
and you both know, we know people that have been murdered. It's still unsolved. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even think they're close to the person.
Man,
They didn't even question him. He didn't
man,
even question. But another
man.
thing too, like I think police work is going door to door. Hey, did you see something? Did you see him? Did you see him? We
That's
heard
that
it
good
was
police
cool.
work. Get them in their office, man. Man, we gonna give you 25 to life, man. You want to make a deal?
I want the Big
Ah,
Mac. I want the Big Mac meal.
boy, being there like Patty LaBelle, boy. Oh, if only you knew.
Boy,
Being there singing, boy.
I name names.
Man. Cause like I say, man, we know a lot of stuff like that, man. Even like say people that rob banks, it seems like they always overdo it. If one person get caught, hey man, they caught us, man.
Yeah, come
Snitched on
on out,
everybody,
y'all.
man. Snitched
Oh,
on
I just want to
everybody,
be in the
man.
jail by myself.
Boy, now they gonna be in PC. They gonna find you in PC too.
Boy,
Some jails, I think that shit like some jails don't play about it still though. They have to send you to like a whole nother unit or yard because if they find out you a snitch, man, they gonna break you down, man. It ain't gonna be nothing nice. But moving on to the next topic. Tell me what you think. Pick one. Twister or Crazy Bone?
ah,
And shout out to Crazy Bone. He was in the hospital. I hope he got out, man. I think he was kind
yeah,
of
exactly. I saw that.
hope he
Yeah,
got out of there. Yeah.
prayers go up for sure.
Yeah.
Like a Busy Bone. I mean, Crazy Bone got some really good verses that I like.
Yeah.
But I gotta go with Twister.
Yeah. I'm going Twister, man, all day.
All the music he made would do or die. You know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah.
so unique. You know what I mean?
Man.
I know
Listen to that
Crazy
speed, that
be
speed not
singing.
mobsters, man, and adrenaline rush, man.
You know,
Man. Boy.
but that's a hard one with the styles.
Yeah.
They both got speed, but Crazy got harmonizing, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
But they all, kind of, I think they do their best work in groups. You know what I mean. I like a lot of, like I say, Twister stuff with Do or Die.
Man, he
And that
had
whole style.
um it was a song talking about Bone, man, but man, I know that if I play it, they gonna ding me for it though. But man, he was going off, man. He was rapping so fast, Twister.
Yeah,
It's like the first song on there, matter of fact, Speeding Out Mobsters or something like
yeah.
that. Like the first song on there, man. But man, dude was going off, man. So fast, I can't even try to do that on the mic, man. It's too fast. I can't do that, man.
And the weird thing about it, he's not just talking fast, and that's
It's clear.
challenging in
Yeah.
itself. He's rhyming
Yes.
at that speed. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And even his freestyle, even if you was
Yeah.
reading it, if he wrote it and he read it off a piece of paper, rhyming that fast, most of y'all can't do a tongue twister. You know what I mean? How
Boy.
much wood could a woodchuck chuck without
Boy.
being like blah blah blah? You know what I mean? So
Yeah. For real.
you gotta really recognize that kind of amount of
And
skill.
then I mean, you gotta think with Bone too, though, man. I mean, when they first came out, man, dude, they was hot with it on the Easy E, man. They was going crazy, man.
Yeah.
What song you think hit harder, Thuggish Ruggish Bone or For the Love of Money?
I'm gonna throw his Ruckus Bone on there.
That beat was hard because it was slow and they was rapping fast.
Exactly.
I like For the Love of Money. I don't know why. Yeah, I like For the Love of Money, but Easy E, that song was banging, man. Yeah, I like Thuggish Ruggish Bone too, but it's something about For the Love of Money. It seemed like it was just a little bit smoother though, with Easy E on there and stuff.
Yeah, Easy, had that factor in it, So.
Yeah. And then there was a slow beat too, and they was rapping fast. They kind of changed the game on that. But man, when Twister came out on Do or Die, though, man, boy, do you wanna ride? Was that Pleasure P? Was that, or was it Dunn P?
No,
Which
Johnny
one?
P.
Johnny
Johnny
P.
P.
Yeah, Johnny P.
Singing in the
Dude
background.
made a career off making hooks, man. Did he ever have his own CD?
Yeah,
Johnny P. He did. It was all hooks.
I know, right? But he had to be the Chicago version of Nate Dogg. I mean, yeah.
He can actually sing though, man. Johnny P.
No,
could.
Nate Dogg.
Let me play. On Twister Soul, Do or Die. Man.
Yeah, but so and that's overlooked too. How they use fast Twister use fast rapping with a dude singing the hook. You know what I mean, to put the song completely together.
Boy,
so
man, yeah, that dude Twister, he was fast, man. Boy, I remember Adrenaline Rush, man. That was a big CD. A lot of dudes used to bump that, man. That was I used to bump that, yeah, for sure. You got the 212s in the back, you know what I'm saying? 6x9s, Twitters and highs, waste all that money. Well, so much money on speakers, bro, when I in my 20s, man. Listen to the Twister, Project Pat, Twister, A-Ball MJG.
But I think stuff like that, it drives young men to have things. You know what I mean?
What's that?
And it's still like, whether it's speakers or building a car, putting rims on it, like really fixing something. It gets you that project mindset. You know what I mean? I'm gonna fix something. I'm gonna build something.
Yeah.
It's right here, right now. But in a couple months or a couple years, it can be up here. And that's basically what any long-term project is. Whether it's school, you start in first grade or freshman in college, junior, senior, professional.
See, I was thinking about when we was doing that, if we would have had somebody that was like, if we was in our 20, somebody like 25 or 30 and say, I see you focusing on the car, but let me tell you about what you need to focus on your career on, though. I don't think we was missing that kind of puzzle piece, but a lot of dudes in that age group, man, probably was wilding out too, though. I mean, going through the life too.
And then like another thing too, you're at your dumbest when you're young like that, but you're at your most arrogant, right? So
and that's true. That's true.
I can remember getting good advice sometimes, you know what I mean? But I wasn't just receptive to it. Not realizing how much time I had. Hey, you better do this while you're young. You got time now, but you won't have that time.
Okay,
and then, you know what I mean?
I think this is for me, being in Southwest, like right over Chico, but growing up around people that the access to the people that you know, like not knowing a lawyer, not knowing just new people from Southwest, hustlers and stuff like that. Those are people that was making the most money that you probably ever see. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing a principal or superintendent or these kind of people that's in these career positions, to ask them, how did you get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have access to these people. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're working in the summer or, just around in the same neighborhood that you live in. That's why, like you hear a lot of dudes be saying, what these kids be doing. Dude, these kids live in some neighborhoods where that's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and there are still kids out there, dudes are crashing them out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, go shoot him, give him a gun, go shoot dude. You know what I'm saying? Because he want to fit in. You don't have somebody tell you don't have to fit in. But if he don't fit in, he can't come outside.
Yeah.
It's situations like that. If he don't blend in, what else is he going to do? You don't want to play video games. You don't want him to stay in the house. You want him to go outside, but you stay on Oak Street. Yeah. How do you solve that riddle? You know what I'm saying? You stay off Pine Street, 15th and Pine, and you wondering why,
it's a trap.
You wonder why, saying. That's the thing that killed me with some praise. Like, I don't know what happened. Man, you live in Silver City Court, man. What do you think gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? They rebuilt it now, man. But shout out to Silver City Court. They they tore it down. They rebuilt it now. It's like a whole new situation now. But yeah, man, kid living short of guard, man, and you wonder why. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be realistic. That's why we telling our youth, wait until you get stable and get married and have kids. Single parenting is not fun because the risk and percentages, you got to deal with more risk and more percentages when you have kids before you at a point of stability in a relationship, whatever. So,
and then as a man, I was like, well, I'm older and I'm got my money and I'm stable, so I can have a kid. You want rights over your kids. When you're married, you got more rights over your child. You know what I mean? When you get divorced, y'all, make a legal document of what they can and can't do with your child when their child's in your presence. You have rights. Like if you got a baby mama, that's her baby. Whatever she do with it, you know what I mean? The court might give you some rights, you know what I mean?
That's
the
true.
Right to pay, state mandated child support. But yeah, and another thing about being young, recognizing money when you're like younger, you know what I mean? This dude wearing Docker shorts, you know what I mean? Loafers, like a no collar T-shirt, you know what I mean, or no collar with like 3-button low collar. They just dress different, wearing boat shoes, or you don't know that old chubby dude is a millionaire, or that skinny older gentleman is like rich like that. You know what I mean? That's a lawyer. You know what I mean? I don't know what lawyers look like out of suits. You know what I mean?
And see, the only time
judges, because they wearing clothes or plain clothes, you don't know that's a judge. You know what I mean? So sometimes you can't recognize. You're arrogant as a young person, and you can't recognize.
And that's the thing, right? The only time you hear about those kind of people in the hood is when somebody going through legal trouble. Most of the time, when you hear about a lawyer, you know what I'm saying, or a judge or something like that. But people don't realize, like, lawyer and judge, the salary they make is insane, like astronomical.
Yeah.
And they almost out earn a bad budget compared to regular people anyway.
Yeah.
But most people get to that level when they start having a bad budget where now you dealing with 6-figure bad budget. That's crazy.
Yeah, you spend it, 60.
Before we go to the next pick one, I want to ask you this because I talked to Mel about this on the sports one. What do you think? Do you think that literacy should be a foundation before you start playing sports?
I think they try. Yes, but I think they tried that. I mean, that's in place right now. They have a minimum GPA that you're supposed to have to be able to play sports.
No, but that's a GPA. But I'm saying, like, how do you know, that the literacy is at the level at a foundational level? I mean, and people can just give you we've seen that, right? We've seen that they give you the 2.0 so you can play, but you still. How many athletes have we seen though when they get to NFL say they still didn't have the literacy skills? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what I mean, and it's like different type of skills, right? You know what I mean, life skills and things like that. Being able to read Dr. Seuss versus reading a contract that's going to change your life, $1 million contract, is different levels of literacy, right?
Yeah, but you never get to the level if you never get the foundation. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So their answer to that was like, well, I think they can learn the basics or bottom of the barrel, at least reading skills. If you can graduate high school, they make it like you can't graduate high school with the 2 anything without learning how to read. So you made the 2.0, that clears you meet our minimum standard for education, and that's supposed to mean something, right?
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. Evidently, it doesn't. We got millionaires, you know what I mean, 6'8", 6'9", they can't read a contract, or don't really have any other skills besides basketball.
Yeah.
Literacy. You know what I mean? What's we gonna do? Literary testing? Like, well, if you can't read above this level, or you can't read out loud in front of me, we not gonna give you $1 million.
No, I'm saying before you get to college sports, like if you don't get your literacy at a foundational level, you're just not gonna play athletics though.
No, but that's what it is. It's like, so if you can graduate high school you met the minimum literacy level.
Theoretically.
Yeah, exactly. In theory. So that's
Yeah.
their answer to that problem. And then it's like, well, if you can get a 2 point in college, how can you pass a college class if you can't read?
That's a
That's
good
the
question.
logic, right? Like,
That's a good question.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But then people slip through there, and then we looking at them. I don't think this guy can read. You know what I mean? Or I think this, like,
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
so I think literacy is important. I
Because
think
sometimes you
things
see
are
a
in
lot of
place make it can be better. But
because sometimes you see a lot of people celebrating, and you celebrate athletic accomplishments, but what about literacy? Accomplishments. When they do academic stuff. Sometimes you may see more sports than you see academic.
so
The-
there's something I don't like. Trying to people can control. There's a lot of podcast arguments about controlling society. What people are supposed to be outraged by, and what people are supposed to celebrate. Well, I think more people need to celebrate the NBA, WNBA. Well, y'all don't like it because y'all don't go to the games.
right.
You know what I mean? So we can't just say, I think everybody should support this. Like, so I think everybody should support literacy and cheer just as loud when your kid makes an A on the spelling test than they do at the football games. But none of us are lining up to see a spelling bee or doing pay-per-view to see a spelling bee. But
Mm-hmm.
we are paying money to see football. We can't change what people are into. Now you can
No.
start at your own home, and like my son, I'm gonna celebrate him and say congratulations. Dang, they throw him a party if he makes a certain grade on the spelling test, and I see him trying
Yeah.
and striving toward literacy. But that's something
Mm-hmm.
personal that I have to do. I can't control society
Right.
talking about like this is how you should react. You should react with the same energy if he scored a touchdown that if he made an A or B on the test.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now, perfect world, yes. I think you're right. That in my home, yeah, that's going to be
But
pushed to the forefront.
what I'm saying is what you're saying is totally 100% what you're saying. What I'm saying is the collateral damage of that though that people don't want to talk about. Like I understand people they value that, but when the kids see that you value that, they're gonna adjust up here. They're gonna start turning dials and making adjustments up here to what's being valued. You see what I'm saying?
And I totally understand it. And
Yeah.
that's the way things are supposed to be, and that's the way we want. But it's
Right.
like genuine cheering or reaction. Like, hey, you got to make yourself clap for the spelling test, right?
Right.
But when somebody score a touchdown, you just jump out of your seat. You know what I mean? You have that spontaneous wow, and people can see that in your eyes. I want that reaction from my parents, so
Right.
I got to play sports to get that. No matter how many A's I get, my daddy didn't never jump out of his seat spontaneously for any A I get. But when I scored my first touchdown, my dad was like, so I can see the energy in his eyes.
Right.
Now, if you do that for spelling tests, you're manufacturing that. But I don't think that's wrong. But we like what we like.
No, because what I'm saying is from a standpoint is how could we make better athletes to come out of our area? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes, sir.
And I think that theoretically, if we had a center or something like that, if we brought the kids in the summer and we explained to them about like sports, like understanding about game film. If you play wide receiver, you need to be studying this and working on stuff in the summer. So when you start the season next season, you got a whole nother set of moves plus what you already had. And understanding what you're doing. Why are you running a slant route on the wide side of the field instead on the short side of the field? You know what I'm saying? Why are you running the post route instead of running the seam route? You know what I'm saying? If the safety's on you, we throw a back shoulder fade. Why are you turning it over your shoulder, catching it right here instead of right here? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, it's just like the little literacy. If you teach kids stuff like that early to get them that awareness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and teaching kids the mental.
Yeah.
part of the game. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Right.
really be a student of the game. You know, and
Yeah.
I'm talking about literacy off the field as well, but it translates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got some guys like I think some quarterbacks are getting exposed. They can throw and stuff, but they can't understand a playbook. They can't run a full
Yeah.
offense, and a lot
Yeah.
of players are getting high draft pick players are getting traded.
Yeah.
You know,
Real
lately
deal.
because they can't like you know. I don't know, like they still wondered what the play call is. Well, what route is he gonna run? And
Right.
if you're thinking about that, you know, and not your reads, thinking about where they're gonna go, not why and how, and what your triggers and reads are. That's a you know you're behind. You know you're behind.
Yeah. So our next slide is now pick one. The McRib for McDonald's or the Sims barbecue ribs.
And I like processed food. I am a fan of processed food. I think the worse you eat, it builds your immune system. You know what I mean? So, but no, this is absolutely no competition. Flavor, tenderness, texture, in all categories. You got to go Sims.
I'm going to McRib. I'm going to McRib. Sims is kind of on and off, man. You know, McRib, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the, you know, the bun, the McRib, the onions, and the little whatever sauce they use. Sims, you know, sometimes you get a good set of ribs, sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the ribs be tender, sometimes it's like, man, you know, you got to cut it with a knife, man. You know what I'm saying? Or the sauce be so sweet. It's like I'm gonna be a diabetic after I eat this, man. Got too much sugar.
The McRib sauce is real sweet, and you gonna get that consistent. And people, that's what they pay for when they go to McDonald's, the consistency.
Yeah, right, sure.
You know what I mean? So when you cranking, you pressing rib meat out the factory, it's gonna taste the same. You know
That's why it's 5 billion sold, baby. Over 5 billion sold. That's what I'm going with. I'm gonna go with over 5 billion sold.
You know, you can't hate it if it works. You know what I mean? So
go to Sims, man. Then I think the real a slab of ribs probably costs more than the McRib now.
Oh,
with inflation, you looking at what almost $30, $40 for a slab of ribs?
Yeah, like boy, you
a McRibs combo, what, $12?
Yep,
I can get two of those. I can get two of those, maybe three.
And you know what? In the McRib, they can add one for 99 cents. You know what I mean? You can add a whole nother.
Who's gonna turn that down? Who's gonna turn that down? What?
So they was giving away that McRib meat before they had the 1 cent hamburger.
They had stopped it. They had stopped it for a minute, but I think they brought it back. But this one, I'm gonna make a clip out of. I'm gonna put you to the test on this one, man. See what you think, man. Cause I know who I'm going with. We'll see what you're gonna go with. Ray Lewis or Lawrence Taylor?
You know, I really like the edge rusher. You know, I'm really tempted to go with Lawrence Taylor.
I'm going Ray all day.
You know, he was just, you know, the first like stupid really edge rusher, speed rusher coming, blitzer. You know what I mean? And I think when I think about Ray Lewis, he suffers from the same thing LeBron James suffers from, being too good at everything.
Yeah.
Make you look like you just regular. So Ray Lewis does everything so well. It's like, you know, unless he's hitting somebody in the hole, it just don't seem exciting. You know what I mean? And then LeBron just be doing stuff, you know what I mean? And it's to make it look so easy. Like, you'll never say, well, LeBron James is a really good shooter like Steph. No, but he's a good shooter. You know what I mean? Well, he's powerful in the paint like Shaq. Well, no, he's not, but he's still powerful in the paint. So,
man, listen, Ray Lewis could sack the quarterback. He could fill the gaps. He can intercept the ball. He can cover.
Yeah.
And he goes sideline to sideline.
Well, Lawrence Taylor was doing that too. You know what I mean? But
I'm still Ray Lewis, man.
I'm going with
And
Ray
then
Lewis.
Ray Lewis gonna get everybody on the team. I don't know what it is about when he starts talking to people.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you
Man,
can't.
he even hyped the coach up. He even make the coach go up 5 ticks with Ray Lewis on the field.
For sure. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you got to give it to Ray.
Maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know, but I'm taking Ray. And I seen Ray with my own 2 eyes. I seen tapes of Lawrence Taylor, and he was good. I mean, he was great. But man, I'm taking Ray, man, all day long. I'm taking Ray, man.
Yeah,
then people don't realize Ray Lewis played in a 3-4 defense. So he had to go up against the offensive lineman. Lawrence Taylor played in 4-3. He had 4 dudes kind of setting the gap, the edge for him, you know what I'm saying? So he can pick which hole he want to go through. We in a 3-4, it don't always go how you want it to go. You gonna go against the tackle or guard at some point. They go get you, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the run game. You know what I'm saying?
Boy,
you're gonna have to share some of them off, man. And Ray Lewis hit running back, quarterbacks. He was knocking running backs out, man. God. I think he put a hit on Jerome Bettis, and that's Jerome Bettis. He was probably about Jerome Bettis, what, 280, 300? He running that thing. Then when he who was that he hit? It wasn't Christian Okoye, but Bam Morris. Ray Lewis, when he Nick you had that tape. Was it Bam Morris when he came around the corner and knocked out Bam Morris? Then he got the interceptions, man. I mean, Ray Lewis did dude was like a utility knife, like a Swiss Army knife. He got the little court gas tools on there. You don't even know what it do. But what that do? That's Ray Lewis, man. But I know people be like, man, I need Lawrence Taylor. Hey, you get Lawrence Taylor. If I had to pick middle linebacker on my team, I'm getting Ray Lewis all day long. Period. I don't care, man. This is an emotional decision. It ain't about stats. It's an emotional decision. Oh, man. I think that's it, man. I think that's all we got for today, man. Anything else you want to talk about, man? I know with the bonus question you asked, right? You said that it was a guy. You said it was a blended family. They weren't married. They were just dating, or
I think it was a girlfriend.
It was a girlfriend, so it ain't even blended family. It's just a girlfriend.
Yeah, it was a girlfriend-boyfriend situation. You know.
Yeah. And she said she needed a car fix, and she asked him for $1,500.
Yeah, he said he couldn't do it.
And they weren't married. Let's put this in context. They weren't married, and they wasn't. They just dating. Well, I guess what they call it, dating. No marriage, no commitment, just dating. And she asked him for $1,500.
You know, they could have been girlfriend and boyfriend. That's a step up from dating. And then he didn't have it. Ex-boyfriend did. He just put it on the table. You know what I mean? Just the money.
So I'm gonna put my 20-year-old hat on since I'm 40. Most guys ain't in. How much do you have to make to even before we even get there? How much do you got to make to give somebody that kind of money and be comfortable?
Yeah, I mean that's a big thing too. You know what I mean? You know, we making 50, 60, 80, you know, maybe no problem. You know what I mean?
No, probably 80, 90, probably 80, 90, no problem.
You know, but then when you get 30s and 25 and 15, that's half your check. Or maybe it's your whole check. Maybe something like maybe that's one of your whole check.
No, not 30 and under. Unless you ain't getting no benefits or nothing.
Oh, you know, so yeah.
You probably bring it home $800 or $900 after taxes and benefits.
So
when you in the 30s,
that's a check and a half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends on like where you are in life. You know what I mean? 1,500 is 1,500. Jay-Z ain't give. He get big.
What kind of car are you driving? What kind of car are you driving? That it costs $1,500 to fix your car.
Like, what did you do to your car? You know what I mean? You didn't get the oil change. But you know, those are like detailed questions we don't know about the situation.
But you threw a in there though. You said like, if this is your girlfriend, not your wife, this is your girlfriend, and she go get the money from her ex.
Yeah. And he flip it out like no problem. You know what I mean? It's like, how old is he? What's going on with that? But was she wrong, right or wrong for that?
It just depends on perspective. It's all about perspective, how you look at it, right?
And you got to take care of your needs. You know what I mean? And you just got a little boyfriend. That's just my little friend. You know what I mean? you need
Like
to go
if
get your
you
money.
insecure, I mean, if you insecure, let's say we talking about boyfriend, right? 22-year-old, 22-year-old, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
A single, that's not your wife. If somebody do that, I mean, the dude could have saved your day. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you still reaping the
But
benefit. He paying the
yeah,
cost. She still stay with you. You reaping the benefits, whatever
but
it
if
is.
you
Like,
insecure, it'll probably eat at you every day. It'll probably eat at you.
what you have
You
to
know,
do, what you have to
yeah,
do for that little money. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So
So, but I think like being, like I say, being 40, being older, like you got to think about yourself from the situation you're in and your
yeah,
ex or whatever. Like,
mm-hmm.
so, my ex got my son, like, you know what I mean, half the time. If
Right.
her car don't work, he can't go to school. You know what I mean? She can't go to work. So that's half his support go down.
Right.
You know what I mean? As a grown man, I got that money. It's like, you know what I mean? Even if I was like, remarried, I'm gonna say, hey, my ex needs this. My son ride with her. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She need to be able to go to work. You know what I mean? To do her half of the parenting. So I give it to her. And then you got to think as a man, if you can't take a loan out, you know what I mean? And her baby daddy step in like, hey, well, whenever y'all work this out, y'all can pay me back or whatever, but I can't have my son going without transportation or whatever the bill is for.
So I got a question. If
the heat and air went out over your house, and then the baby daddy say, hey, my son can't live in the house with no air, and he paid for the heat and air, well, he's taking care of his kids. Consider that child support.
Yeah, I guess the question is, when you're just boyfriend and girlfriend, where is the demarc point for obligation? I guess that's the thing I'm thinking about. Like, what's the demarc point for that? Like, where does your obligation stop? Where does it start and where does it stop for a single person that's just dating like a girlfriend?
Some people don't have a limit to that. Like, you supposed to like.
Yeah.
Some people think y'all don't live together, y'all boyfriend and girlfriend, but you supposed to pay the bills at her or the other person's house already as a boyfriend.
Is that realistic or unrealistic? Is that realistic or unrealistic?
Hey, some people have that expectation, whether that expectation being met. I've heard some people, well, my boyfriend pay my rent and he don't live with me. Okay, I mean, that's fine.
Is that realistic or unrealistic
though? Get it how you live. You know what I mean?
Is that realistic or unrealistic?
It's realistic in that that person's. I didn't fact check them because I mean, who am I?
No, I'm saying like it.
In general, is that realistic? No, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, that's a lot, man. I mean, for the average dude, that's a lot to give one person that you don't have you're not in a committed relationship with, like you're not married to. It's just your girlfriend. You don't even know what's.
If you intimate, you need to pick up a bill. You know what I mean? Whether it's the rent or the car note, At the boyfriend level, you don't think that's acceptable?
And that's the thing. You start playing that expectation game. You want to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, so that's a rabbit hole, man. You go down that rabbit hole.
Well, that's the question. Like, what is the level of financial responsibility in the boyfriend stage? Not living together.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments.
Standard of, you know what I mean? What's the expectation of that?
Yeah.
And is it a dollar amount or is it anything you need? And then if is it different? You know what I mean? If you live together.
If we was in our 20s, right? What was that? 1990 or 2000? I'm sorry, 2002, 2003, right?
Yeah,
2003. Would you give a girl $1,500?
First of all,
2003, John. 2003, John.
When I was a kid, I was broke, and I had a problem.
You're not a kid. You 20. You're not a kid.
I mean, compared to what I am now, I was a child. I was like a toddler. Compared to now, I was basically in kindergarten. I had emotional intelligence, but didn't use it.
I think you use it, but then you just didn't use it like in the And
defense. So yeah, I mean, it's like really it's what you. It's like playing a game. It's like what you can keep. You know what I mean? What I can get for the lowest price, or what you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was at 22. I
2003 John wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that seems like a bad investment to me. At 22.
Yeah, 2003 Mike. Nope. Wouldn't even think about it. Wouldn't even think twice.
I'd rather
think twice.
I'd rather lose you and like, hey, you need to do what you got to do to get that, get that together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I understand I was a man back then, but I got my own problems and I got family. You know what I mean? Members that need this or that.
Yeah.
So I can't really just do that for you. You know what I mean? If I can do it, I would probably do it for myself. But selfish person at that time. I didn't have any kids or anything.
Does that make you selfish if you say no? I'm not giving you $1,500. I mean, we not serious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm choosing me. I'm choosing me. And, that's selfish. Choosing yourself when you could have chosen somebody, that's selfish.
But you're not in a committed relationship to have to be obligated though.
Yeah, but I'm choosing me. At that age, you know what I mean?
2003, John or Mike. Would we give somebody $1,500 to fix their car?
Or what about $1,500 to keep them and their kids from getting kicked out? You got to choose yourself.
It's the key word. It's always key words when I hear stuff. Their kids. Keep them and their kids. And that's why we telling the young people, you got to make solid decisions. You can't expect somebody to bail you out of the decisions and results that you make. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If anything, it can put you in a compromising position now. You know what I'm saying? Because of the decisions.
So I chose you. So now my car note late because I chose you over me.
But what they got to do with you paying your car note though?
I mean, the $1,500 has to come from somewhere. So
no. You choosing me, what does that have to do with you paying your car note? That's the thing.
No. If I choose, my car note is due,
right.
My rent is due.
Yes.
I got $1,500.
Yes.
I can pay my rent and my car note.
Yes.
Or I can pay yours. I'm gonna choose me.
Yeah,
because if I choose you, maybe I can keep my apartment. But I'm gonna be late on this car note, or I'm not gonna have the whole car note.
It goes just like this, young kids. You want my jar of M&Ms? I give you the jar of M&Ms. Now, how do I fill that jar back up now? Who gonna put the M&Ms back in that jar that I just gave you?
You didn't have the M&Ms last month.
Nope, they don't even got a jar. You know what I'm saying?
I know you're not gonna have the M&Ms next month. You know
not that much, not that many M&Ms anyway. Not 15. Not 1,500. Like the average person to have 1,500 in cash just to give somebody. I mean, what's the chances of that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a lot. I mean, for an average person, that's a lot of money, man. When you talking about broke, poverty, broke, and straight, I mean, those three levels, poverty, broke, and straight, that's a lot of money to give somebody and not feel it. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money.
I think even if you straight, you know what I mean, you're gonna feel it. Now, if you straight, you're good. But
and the next thing is the audacity to even ask. Like, I get it. Some people are bold enough to do that, but man, $1,500, man.
But see,
and they don't live with you.
They go back to the 4,800 from Jay-Z. The audacity for you just ask me and expect it. You got the bag to put the money in when you asked me for the 4,800.
Yeah,
because you was gonna get it, and it's the same thing with that.
They try to make you feel guilty about it. That stuff don't work. I guess it work on some people, but that stuff don't work on everybody.
Because they want you to feel guilty about choosing yourself.
But do you feel guilty about putting yourself in that situation? That's the question.
That's
one thing I always made sure when I was younger, I try not to do is put myself in situations like that where I have to ask somebody else for that kind of money, man. That's a lot of money, man.
What?
If you don't understand money, you don't understand $1,500 for a regular person. That's probably for some athlete, that's still a lot of money. Let's say athletes go broke after 5 to 7 years. Yeah, man. So let us know in the comments. Would you give your girlfriend, not your wife, not the person you got a kid about, but your girlfriend, would you give your girlfriend $1,500? to fix her car. Something to think about, man. Kind of stuff happen every day.
And like he said that because titles make a difference. Wife
Yeah.
make a difference. Baby mama,
Yeah.
that you share a child with her.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? That makes a difference.
Yeah.
Instead on how much you get entitled to, whatever, what have you. So
Yeah.
um
But yeah, guys, we're finna get ready to close out. Let's come out and knock out this live episode. Clips will be coming up later. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Anything you want to say before we get out?
thank you for watching.
And we are signing out. Hold on, bro. Is my computer froze?
He's having technical difficulties.
It's like it's doing it, but it don't want to do it.